with a paintbrush. Alright, on number 19 today. I haven't really got far to go, we almost hit 20, but I have got to figure out what I'm doing with the rest of these. So I'll erase a couple of things here that I don't want actually. Do I want the acorn? Maybe. Let's see how I feel about that. I want that, I don't want this. I'm gonna have to scrape it off, it's not erasing. I don't want this weird cat either. Oh, I say weird, I kinda like the design, I just don't want it. Got a big mark through here, I must have dragged something along it by accident. Never mind. Never mind. Oh, this microphone is the wrong way around, isn't it? There we go, that should be better. Let's make it higher and everything. There we go. Okay. We're going to start with Bendy Boy. Where's Bendy Boy? There we go. Oh no, that's not a nick out of there, is it? Oh, balls it is. Bollocks. Okay. This is going to temporarily turn into a sharpening stream. Why won't you come away? What was this? Captain Disastro stream or something? There we go. Jesus. At least I know it's going to be in there firm when I put it back in. Jesus Christ. You have it beaten. Come on, moron. Alright. Let's start some sharpening. That's what everyone loves to see. This one has actually got a nick out of it, so... Bollocks. I hate it when I do that. Oh, okay. Alright, let's just sharpen a few while we're here. Crow? How's it going? I won't sharpen the V chisel. I'll do all these. I'm having to sharpen some tools first, but then I'm going to be carving this onto this board here. So I'm going to be doing this snake today. But I need to sharpen some tools first, so that's what we're doing. So we need a few things. Thanks, Rinkro. We need our sharpening stones. We need our lubricants. And then we need our strops. So this is the 3000 grit one, so that's the smoother one, so we won't use that yet. We'll use this one first. And I'm going to have to go back to the 400 grit one, which is the opposite side of this, because that, I mean, not that new Rinkro. I think you've seen it before. I've been in this room for about 3 years, maybe 2.5 years, 3 years, something like that. So I think you will have seen it. Alright. So I'm going to start with 400 grit just to get rid of this little nick in the end of this chisel. But when we do the other chisels, we'll move up to 1000 grit. This is just window cleaner. Not a window. Oh, there's a big door there. I've shut the curtains, otherwise it blows out my face. Hey Corin, how's it going? I was going to be carving, but then I realised this chisel has a little nick in it somehow, so I've got to get rid of that. So let's see what we can do. So I don't know if you probably can't see it. No. There's a little nick on the end there that I'm trying to get rid of. Let me change the focus, I'll show you. You might be able to see just in there, right there somewhere, there's a little nick. I think you can kind of see it. That's what I'm trying to get rid of. So it's still there. Another thing you can do in this situation is what I might do actually. It's a bit of a bigger nick than I thought it was. I don't know, no. I was going to say another thing you do is just put this like straight down on the stone and then grind it back so that the whole metal is going all the way back. Then you have to remake the bevel. What I'm doing is I'm just going along the same bevel and just keep working it until that thing disappears, that's all. Because it's not a huge chip, but it's enough to be irritating, so... Sometimes I just get a cloth or something. Do I have a cloth? I should have one somewhere. If I haven't, I need one. Here we go. So every now and then, I just get a cloth and kind of rub the end, get all the bits of metal off, then you can see if you've got it, if you're on the right track. Which I am, it looks like. Yeah, so I think we can switch to the other side now, the 1000 grit. So wipe this one down. So if you don't wipe it down, it will start rusting, so... Moving up and down, around the bend. And we'll go to the 1000, which is this side. So this is less abrasive, so it'll take off less material. But it makes it sharper, obviously. Because the less material you take off, the sharper it gets, technically. But obviously, if you've got a big problem, you want to take off a lot of material, like we did there, or comparatively a lot of material, then you need to start with the lower grit first to get the material off. But now that I've done that, I can move up a stage and start just concentrate on making it sharp now, rather than worrying about you know, the material, like the shaping of the chisel. Now I can just concentrate on making it sharp. Sledgehammer, why don't you call my name? Some morning. Okay. So you can see, I don't know if you're going to be able to see, but I got rid of that little thing. So yeah, that's pretty straight now. Okay. I'll kick the habit. So what I'm going to do is put this one to the side now, and then get all these other ones here done on the 1000 grit. Sharp for me. And then I'll get all of them done on the 3000 grit, which is this one up here, and then that'll be it. Then I'll put them on the strop. Alright. You can get curved stones to help you do that bit, the inside bit, but I don't have one, so I'll just do my best to do it on the corner of the stone. And I don't really push down very hard on the corner of the stone. I get most of the metal off with the stropping. The leather thing at the end. There you go. And basically all I'm doing is when I'm feeling here, I'm just feeling for the, because the metal like turns over. So because I'm sharpening on this side where the bevel is, where that bevel is, it pushes the metal over the edge. And then when I flick my finger up here, if it gets caught on the end, then I know that I've turned the metal over. So you can see like my nail can go through there pretty easily. But I don't know what's happening with the music. What's going on? Oh, it's just being done. But now when I do the sharpening here, it should catch. There you go. And he marks up. But it's good to check. You want the metal to turn over the whole length of it. So this hasn't done that. Mostly it's just on that side. Because on this other side, if my finger flicks right through, but on that side, it's catching. So I've got to keep going until it's happening across the whole width of the blade. Not quite on the end there, but looks like it is on the rest, so just on the very left tip. Still not there, let's have that. Yeah, it's set a bit further back than the rest, I think. There we go. There you go. Do you have a crazy party this weekend, Merrick? Drugs, rock and roll, etc. This one's really weird to sharpen because it's very tiny. So I just do the best I can. In fact, I have to use a bit of sandpaper through the middle of this. In fact, I probably should have used sandpaper on the other ones as well. No crazy parties this time? Bummer. So I'm going to use sandpaper on this one. Here we go. Kind of fold it up. Push it through. Like that. Not doing anything major. Just enough to clear out some junk. Got something on there that I don't want on there. Okay. It's taken a while for the metal to turn over in this. I can feel it coming, but it's not there yet. one more. The Ali Express chisel. Anyway, in America, got stuff on my screen. So Dragons Local trying to legalise pot in the UK. I think the majority of people wouldn't care if it was legalised. Like, you know, I feel like it wouldn't be massive news, but then I'm not a user, so I think there's certainly a movement, and there are, you know, we can use some cannabis products, and there are some people growing cannabis for like medicinal purposes, maybe. I'm not sure, but yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's quite as you know, a big movement as it was in the US, maybe, or is. It's not was, right? There's still some states that don't allow it, I think. But yeah, I think it will happen. I feel like not many people would care if it did, you know. There we go. Actually, I'm gonna use this. There we go. I'll just do a little bit of this. There we go. Right. Yeah, that's an interesting like parallel. I don't think there's much of a movement to get it legalized, but then I wouldn't really know because I'm not too fussed one way or the other. I guess I would prefer if it was legalized because I don't see any reason for it not to be. So, but it wouldn't affect my life very much, I don't think. As selfish as that sounds. And I think that's probably how most people feel about it. Right, move that out of the way. Alright, we're on to the 3000s now. This has actually got a glass back. And it's 3000 grit. So this is the highest grit I go to, 3000. Some people go up to like 8 or 10,000. But honestly, I never had a problem with just going to 3000, so I don't know. And I feel like the higher you go, the more time you spend sharpening stuff, so I don't know. A spatterdasher. We're talking about cannabis. Marek just asked me if there's a movement in the UK to like fully legalise it, and I suppose there is, but I'm not really aware of it. And I was saying to him, I don't think it's as much of a big deal over here as it is in the US. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. A bit of water drifting off the edge. I don't want that. What's it like in Australia, Spat? It's not legal, you think? Yeah. That's kind of how my brain works for the UK as well, because I'm not someone who uses it, so it's hard for me to know what the laws are around it. I'm pretty sure, like I said, it's definitely got medicinal use, and there's definitely some cannabis farms and stuff that make those like CBD oil and stuff like that. But I don't really know the legalities behind it. I'm sure you have to be like, you know, a certified farmer or something to grow it. Pretty certain that's probably a requirement to have some kind of license or something. Already it's better. What about it? There is some research into it being quite harmful, isn't there, or something? Is that what it's about, or? The age, maybe, at which people can vape? Oh, right, okay. Hmm. I don't know what the rules are for that here either as well. I know. I think the smoking age is 16. I think, or at least it used to be. I don't know if it's changed. Memory. Yeah, yeah. Thing is, if it is harmful, and that is a big problem because kids are definitely targeted in vaping. Like with all the cool and like cute little, I don't even know what they call them. What do they call them? Like the little pods that they use to smoke with. Like it's definitely targeted at kids. A lot of it, and all the flavors and yeah, like Marek says, all those different flavors and stuff. Like bubble gum or whatever else. Definitely marketed at kids. So if it is in fact harmful, then yeah, there should be some kind of legislation behind it for sure. So even though those pharmacies, might be losing money, they're also exploiting children. So that's not great. Oh really? Oh right. Make it like plain or something. Yeah, if they went back to, if they, or well, I don't know if it's went back to, but if they went in a direction where it was purely like a medicinal thing to get you off smoking, because I'm sure that's what it was for in the first place, right? That was the whole intent behind it, to sort of wean people off smoking. But it turned into its whole, like a whole industry in itself where it's like, hey, you can get a nicotine hit, but also have a nice, yummy flavour at the same time. What's that? As a smoking deterrent, yeah. Oh, ready, Marek? That doesn't sound great. Alright, let's strop a couple of these. Then we can start carving finally. So this is just a piece of leather on a block of wood, and this stuff is polishing compound, and it's basically a very like it's an abrasive, but it's a very how would you put it? I was going to say a very low abrasive, but that doesn't really mean anything. An abrasive that doesn't take very much material off at all, so it's for polishing basically. It takes off a very thin layer, I guess. High grit, yeah. Big tobacco to stay afloat. Yeah. Damn big tobacco. What do they ever do for us?